The milk has gone global. After a complete performance, the Raiders defeated the New Zealand Warriors 30-8. Drink it in, Las Vegas. Drink it in. Hello and welcome to the first ever installment of the Milkman podcast. I'm Mitch Roberts, and I guess that makes me the Milkman. I just realised. I would put an intro video there, but I'm still working on that. Bear with me. Welcome in. Long time coming. A little bit about me. I've been a Raiders fan since birth. My first love really was the Canberra Raiders and rugby league. So, I'm excited really to hopefully turn this into something big. And, just make sure you're following at Milkman Podcast on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated with all things Canberra Raiders. And without further ado, let's get right into it. We've taken over Vegas. We got the second biggest win of the day, Sunday. Only the Gillaroos got a bigger score, and I had the score written down, 90-4. Maybe next year in Vegas they might do an exhibition women's State of Origin game. But, I don't know. I'm not going to tell them how to do their job. I quite enjoyed watching that win. I don't like England. So, anyway, let's get straight into the game. No more messing around. 30-8, it was a complete performance. And I myself was dumbfounded. Like, we had a strong first half. I thought, okay, the Faders are coming back. Here come the Faders, and didn't happen. It was a complete game, 80 minutes of football to be proud of. Every time the Wars got momentum, we just took it right back. Every time they looked like scoring, we held them up. Obviously, they scored the two times. Other than that, it was pretty much a perfect game from the Canberra Raiders. And we'll get into a lot of the intricacies later. But just a few things I wanted to highlight about the game. First, we'll get into the try scorers. Seb Chris at 5 minutes, Xavier Savage at 26 and 31 minutes. Seb Chris at 44 and Tomoko at 55 for the Raiders, and then Capewell and Tuivasa-Sheck for the Wars. And they were really trying to get the ball to Tuivasa-Sheck. They were going to that left edge a lot. And he finally scored, and Dan Janane, I'm pretty sure, even said, and he finally gets it. He had one taken off him because he didn't plant the ball down properly. But, they were trying to get the ball to Tuivasa-Sheck a lot, and he had the ball a lot, it felt like. Didn't do much with it. Our defense was absolutely incredible, and I'm very proud of the boys for our performance against the Wars. I'm actually very surprised as well. Big stage as well, probably the second biggest stage a lot of those guys will play on, or the biggest stage these guys will play on this year, because I can't see us making the grand final. Can talk about that later. I'll write that down. But, it was a great performance from the Raiders, and I've lost where I'm at. Jamal Fogarty, we'll talk about him. His goal kicking was incredible. 4 for 5. Only miss was from the right touchline. Very difficult kick. If you remember, Jonathan Thurston missed that kick in that one grand final. I think it was 2015. So, cut him some credit there. He's back to his best, Jamal Fogarty. I'm very happy with him. I think he's done very well. 1 for 1 on penalty goals. Right at the end there, he slotted it. What can you do? It was very good. At halftime, it was 16-4. And I was thinking, okay, this could go one of two ways. We either keep going the way we are, or the Canberra Faders come back. And I was pleasantly surprised, because I thought we were going to fade. I thought we were going to come out the gates pretty strong and then just fall off a cliff and end up losing by 2 tries. which tends to be the case, but it wasn't. We did well. We kept them, to a try a half, which was nice. I really enjoyed that. Pretty much doubled our score after halftime. The score pretty much doubled after halftime, basically. So very, very good game from the Canberra Raiders. Defensively, we were unbelievable. I cannot believe what I saw. Again, we'll get into the intricacies later. Owen Paddy, he made a very, very, very good first impression. I thought he laid 21 tackles, says the Fox website. I don't know if that's right. It feels like it was not 21, but you know what? That's fine. I might have read that wrong, but I thought he was unbelievable. He was just everywhere. As soon as he came on, it was like, yeah, he's definitely fresh legs, isn't he? And he was just making tackles. It was around the ball a lot, it felt like. Zach Hosking, unsung hero from the yesterday. 44 tackles according to the NRL website. He was friggin' unbelievable. He's back to his best, and that's why he's my favourite Raider at the moment. He is unreal. I love the man so much. There's a meme from the Sportress I love. I should have put it on here before I started. But it's pretty much like a Simpsons thing, and it's like Homer. It's like, Homer, are you wearing a tie to impress Zach Hosking? Do you think he noticed? So that's how I feel about Zach Hosking. I absolutely love the guy. Hopefully he stays a Raider for longer than his contract says. I'm pretty sure it's only like a 2-year contract. I'm almost certain this is the last year of his contract, but I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope he stays around longer than that. He's unbelievable. Hopefully he can – this is something I know for sure. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year, because I really, really want him to go all the way. I want to make the finals, and I want him to be there with us in the final, because he's very important. He's an unsung hero from Sunday morning. Feels weird to say. Tamale was good. He did well. I was very impressed with Tamale. Tom Starling was my favourite Raider before Zach Hosking came over. I love the guy. He's unreal. Tom Starling, he played very, very well as well. Savage obviously was man of the match, though, with his 2 tries and that unreal intercept and breakaway, which we'll get into after. It was just a complete performance, really. I don't think anyone played poorly, which was very good to hear, actually, and very good to see. It was a very good start to the year, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. It's only round 1. Games will keep rolling on as they come, but just got to take it 1 week at a time, obviously. But it's a good starting point, and I'm very proud of the boys for their efforts against the Wars. So now onto a little bit of stats. We had 51% of possession. I feel like it was more than that over the game, but as the sort of second half progressed, I feel like they had more possession towards the end, so it probably boosted them a little bit. I feel like it was more than that for a large majority of the game. 58 minutes of possession, 58 minutes and 33 seconds, 69% completion rate, 30 from 43 completed sets. Little bit to work on there, but again, I think at the end of the game, we sort of started to, look up at the scoreboard. Okay, let's just take it easy now, boys. Let's not injure ourselves, 190 runs, 1,822 meters, 681 post-contact meters. So the boys were gassed at the end, clearly. We've got a long break now. This weekend, the NRL round 1 continues, and we've played. Organised teams have won already. Easy as that. So, watch from the couch this weekend. It's going to be good. I've got no horse in the race this weekend, though, which is a little annoying. But you know what? We've won already, so I've got that. So I'm looking forward to this weekend of rugby league. It should be good. 6 line breaks, 43 tackle breaks. Very slippery. We must have oiled ourselves up with, I won't finish that joke, butter. We'll go with that. We had 17 offloads in the game, and this is something I definitely wanted to highlight. Some of our offloads were just highly unnecessary, caused a lot of errors as well. Like there was times, I forgot who it was. It might have been Tarpany who was getting tackled and he sort of just, and I think it was Strange was just standing there. He was looking around, waiting for the feed. But he just offloaded it. It came off his noggin and it was knocked on. And it's like, that's just unnecessary, man. Like we were up quite a lot at the time, and I don't know. It was very unnecessary from Tarpany as well, our captain. It's a very unnecessary thing to do. But most of our offloads, especially earlier in the game, were every time the Raiders offload the ball, to be honest with you, and that's Tarpany example. I think it was Tarpany. Is a perfect example of why. So, moving on. Some of them were just unnecessary. That's all I really wanted to pinpoint. 91.3 tackle efficiency. 378 tackles made. 21 missed tackles and 15 were ineffective. So, again, a little bit to work on there, but 91.3 tackle efficiency is pretty good. 91.3%, sorry. Tackle efficiency is pretty good. It was more than the Wars, I'm pretty sure, from when I was looking at it. I think theirs was like 70s. I think I should have written that down, but I didn't. Again, back to the offload thing. 13 errors. I would love to know how many of them were off of offloads. 7 penalties, 2 ruck infringements. 13 errors. Again, Ricky won't be happy with that. I'm sure he'll get the boys working on that and sort of chew him out a bit if he hasn't already. He probably has. But, 1 intercept, and it turned into a Xavier Savage try. 90 metres or so. He intercepted the ball at the 10 and off he went. It was very, very good to watch. I was very, very happy with it. But again, I'll get into the judiciary stuff in a minute. But Tarpany was sin-binned and Savage was put on report. Again, we'll get into that in a second. It was a very good game for us. It'd be a crap game for a neutral. Probably shouldn't have been the game that was nationally televised on Fox Sports 1, especially with the Panthers and Cronulla game that was on after that. That probably should have been the game that they put on first, just so that one's like the nationally broadcasted, this rugby league is great. Look how close that game was. But Milk went global, put us on the global stage, and we'll show you what we can do, I guess. Play that game another 9 times. I'd love to know what happens. I don't think that would be the score, though. I don't know if we look good or the Wars just looked crap. I don't know. I'm going to say we looked good. I thought we were very good, but I don't know. It just feels a bit strange saying we won in Vegas 30-8. I'm looking at it. It just doesn't look right. But I'll take it. I don't know about you, but I'll definitely take it. Tarpany, 2 games on the sidelines. Savage, 1 game. So Savage especially, he played well. Again, he was man of the match in my eyes, pretty clearly. We're going to miss him for that 1 game. I think we've got the Broncos next. Again, I'll get into all this stuff later on. I'm thinking of doing episodes every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, just because I've got uni as well, especially on a Wednesday and Thursday that take up all day. So I won't be able to do episodes then, and maybe an instant reaction after the game, if that's on a Thursday night or if that's on a Friday or a Saturday or Sunday, whatever the case may be. That's sort of the plan. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and then an instant reaction. If the game's being played on a Friday, I might not do a podcast episode. I might just do it straight after. We'll see how we go. But that's the plan for now. Obviously, with uni back this week, it sort of makes things a bit difficult. But yeah, anyway, that's boring stuff. Thank goodness for the bunker. Am I right? 3 tries went upstairs, and I think for us, and I think we got 2 of them. I think one of them was upstairs because Zach Hosking, of all people, ran into someone and then they took the try away. But the other 2, I believe, he said no try and it ended up being a try. So thank you, bunker. They went, 7,000 miles back to Sydney, I think Dan Janine said on the broadcast. And there you go. How do you feel now? Whoever that ref was, I don't know. Second biggest win of the day, as I said, 90-4 win. The Aussies got over the Lionesses. How good. That was so good to watch. And, I'm sure they're definitely regretting putting the international game in Vegas. They probably should have done an exhibition match between the Blues and Maroons. But, they'll learn. They'll learn. You can only grow from these sorts of things. So, but yeah, and that, the second largest win of the day, the biggest win of the day in the NRL scheme of things, the Raiders are first on the ladder. We sit at first pretty comfortably at the moment. What's that, 22 points? I think the Panthers won by 6 or something like that. So, look, I'm not saying we're going to finish there, but trajectory says we finish first. How good's that? No, we won't. But, big weekend of rugby league. There is a chance we finish first at the end of round 1. There is a chance. We will definitely be top 8, though. So I'll take that. Definitely top 4, you'd think. I don't think there'll be many blowouts this weekend. Again, we'll get into all of this, pre-stuff probably on Friday. Again, I was going to record yesterday, but I just didn't. But yeah, Friday we'll get into the rest of the week, which should be exciting. The round 1 review, which should be good. But yeah, so again, we'll figure all this stuff out later. Matty Johns, during the broadcast, said, and I quote, "Small blokes need to take control of this game," paraphrasing. Said something like that, and they did. Small blokes really ran laps around the Wars. Our forward pack did all the demolition work. It was a very physical game in the forwards. But the backs, man, we just ran all around them. Like the backs plus Tom Starling, Savage, Weeks, Tamale, Starling, just to name 4. They were running all around them, really. And it was kind of weird to see that Tuivasa-Sheck, Nickel Clockstar, they were getting just ran laps around. We caught them before. We caught them pretty well too. Like I said, it was a very good defensive game. We caught them very well, and our forward pack really physically just annihilated the Wars. And, Fanor Blake, I'm pretty sure was on the Wars, isn't he? Yeah, Fanor Blake. No, I think I got that wrong. Forget it. He's either on the Sharks or the Wars. I can't remember. Big night last night, footy training. I'm still bloody exhausted. So forget it. It's all right. But yeah, very physical game of forwards. Raiders currently sit at first place. And yeah. That's the game. Very complete game. Very proud of the boys. We did very well. But yeah, let's get into the milk bar. Now, the milk bar is just going to be whatever the hell I want it to be, really. I don't know. But yeah, we'll talk about my predictions for the Raiders this year. And all the experts, and I was saying this before the season even started, all the experts were saying, Raiders are going to finish bottom 3. They say it every year and it never happens. Oh, they're lacking a star. They lack star power. If they lose Tarpany, if they lose this guy or this guy or this guy, their season's over. Jamal Fogarty, their season's over. Yeah, but no. At the end of the day, we are coached by Ricky Stewart, and he won't accept anything less than top 8 football, really. And we just missed out last year by points for and against. Minus 98 or something, whatever it was, which tends to be the case. When we win this. If we lose, we win this. If we win this. If we lose this. So I'm still going to say I think we'll finish somewhere between 6th and 12th, somewhere in there. I feel like is pretty reasonable, especially from what I've seen last night. I feel like 7th is where I'm feeling this year. I feel 7th. Will we do much in the finals? No, probably not. Probably not. But hey, you got to be there to win it. Better to be looking at it than looking for it. So that's what I reckon. I reckon we finish 7th this year, and I do after last night. Sunday morning. After Sunday morning, I do think that is on the cards, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so trying to think of anything else going on. This is just a nightmare. I'm sorry, I'm still getting used to all this StreamYard stuff. I don't know what's going on. Around the NRL, so this weekend, round 1 continues, and we'll get into this more on Friday's episode. But I just want to talk about, because I won't be able to do an episode tomorrow or Thursday, so I want to talk about the Thursday night games right now. Yep, just the one. The Roosters Broncos looking good, so should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Round 2, we play the Broncos, so I'll be keeping a close eye on this one. I was right. We play the Broncos. But yeah, it should be good. Broncos are favoured in this game, which I'm kind of surprised about. But, I feel like it's now or never for the Broncos. It was a bit – they're cutting it a bit close. I feel like their window's closing pretty quick, and they milk bar, get up the milk bar again. I think the Broncos win the premiership this year. I really do. I think the Panthers are done. I feel like people are going to start to figure it out this year. And I know we've said that every year, but I actually do think the Broncos are going to win the flag this year. Let's hope so. But yeah, Roosters, Broncos, team lists come out today, I believe. So again, on Friday, obviously we'll know all of this stuff, but it's going to be a good game. 7:30 for me here in Adelaide, so I'll be watching. I'll be very, very excited to watch it. Broncos winning the flag. The flag starts now. The journey to the flag starts now. So let's hope. I'm going for the Broncos. I don't know about anyone else, but I do think the Broncos will win this. I'm surprised that the Roosters are underdogs in this game, unless there's something I'm missing. But, I think, it'll be a good game. And, yeah, looking forward to it. Just a quick thing about Stick's comments. Moving on. Just a quick thing about Stick's comments on the press conference. He sees it as a very successful week, and I agree. Obviously, we had that thing with Hudson Young and Morgan Smithies, inflatable hammer or bat or beach ball or something, whatever it was. That's what I also need to talk about. Speaking of butting heads, we'll talk about that in a second, actually. But yeah, no, he said it's a very successful week. He's real happy with how they played. It's only round 1, though, which is true. Again, we can't look too far ahead. I will be. We're winning the flag, mate. What are you talking about? No. But no, we've got to take it easy. We've got to take it one game at a time. And Ricky Stewart said he's so proud of our defence for that game. He's not going to celebrate it too much. We've won our first game, but you got to control your emotions. And that is true. Us fans can get in our own heads, but our players definitely can't. So there's that. So, I'm in the belief that we will make the 8 this year. If not, we'll just miss it by points for and against again, which I'm fine with, obviously. I feel like my expectations getting beaten up before every season really, really gets me down. So that when we end up finishing 9th or 10th, I'll be fine with it because we didn't finish 15th or something, whatever. So 16th, but will we finish 17th? I highly doubt it. I feel like we'll need to run out with our Jersey Fleet team to finish, 17th. But let's head back to the Milk Bar. Talking about incidents. The fellow who blew the Viking horn, that Raiders player, whose name has slipped my mind and I don't really care about because I'm a 49ers fan. So screw the Raiders as far as I'm concerned. He got kicked out of the stadium and tased, apparently, for vandalising, and I quote, vandalising the bathrooms, the suite bathrooms or whatever it was, at Allegiant Stadium. I heard through the grapevine that he actually broke a toilet. I mean, I don't know. I want to try and keep this show as PG as possible. But did he crap so hard that he just broke the porcelain? Did he sit down on it with so much force that he broke it? Porcelain's a really tough material to break. Unless you got like a sledgehammer or something. Unless I'm missing something and American toilets are different to Australian toilets or the toilets we have in this house. I don't know. But he broke a toilet and he got tased and kicked out of Allegiant Stadium. A Las Vegas Raider got kicked out of the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium for breaking a toilet at the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium. How wild is that? The things, mate, at the end of the day, though, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And the only thing that won't stay in Vegas after this week is the lids around Canberra. And the fans, because the lids are off, I feel like that win just really did something to me, especially. The lids are off. Buy your grand final tickets now. Let's go Raiders. Up the milk, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, how do you? I don't know. How do you break a toilet? Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, that's the first episode of the Milkman podcast. Very, very sketchy episode. I apologise. My first one. I'll be more organised. I mean, I've got all the notes and stuff here, and I still went on tangents, and I still didn't do well, really. So I'm glad it's only 2 episodes this week, because if I had to do 3, I really, really would have struggled. But I feel like the Monday episode will be breaking down the Raiders game from the weekend. I feel like the Tuesday episode will be like around the NRL more so than not. And I feel like the Friday episode will be the review of the game. So I feel like that's how this dynamic is going to work. Again, we'll see how we go. I feel like that's what I'm going to do. But we'll see how we go. I feel like very, very sketchy first episode. But you know what? Got to start somewhere. You really do. So, that's the first episode of the Milkman podcast. Hopefully you stuck around. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, follow on Instagram and Twitter at Milkman Podcast. But yeah, I've been Mitch Roberts, the host of the Milkman Podcast. Might start calling myself the Milkman. I don't know. I just thought it was funny to do the Milkman because we are the milk and someone's got to be the milkman at the end of the day. And I thought, why not me? So let's actually outro and end this. I don't know why I'm still dragging on. That's been the Milkman Podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you follow at Milkman Podcast on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated with all things Canberra Raiders. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this first episode. And as always, up the milk.